Nation Season 2 with yours truly, Sel Guevara. We have El Banal and Dino Lee joining us tonight. We have very, very hot topics, guys. Alam nyo, before this episode started, medyo ano na tayo, no? We're getting into what we agree on, what we disagree on. So, let's get it on now. Let's start with the PBA. Okay, screens. What team are we talking about? Yes, so today we're talking about PBA teams, specifically Magnolia, about their coaches, who's going to be at the helm, who's supposed to be at the top spot, the #1 decision maker for this. And of course, ang football ba, should this sport in the Philippines be taken to the next level? Not that we're not taking football seriously, we are taking football seriously, but syempre the progression is something that we have to talk about. If talaga bang we accelerate it or not. And then of course we have our fantasy question that we will tackle later on. So no injuries. If there are no injuries, who has the best NBA career? So this is kind of like fantasy or in an ideal world. And of course, at the end we have our SPM expert picks. Okay guys, let's start. PBA, Magnolia. So we see on Twitter, social media, Jason Webb, assistant coach, to take the place of our Magnolia head coach, Tito Victolero. If this were to happen, what are your thoughts on this?
Go ahead, Dina.
Sa akin, parang we're just basing it from the current conference to replace Coach Chito. Because currently, Magnolia is 1-4. They won their first game against Blackwater, 118-100. And then they lost their next 4 games against Converge, Northport, TNT, and Rain or Shine. Now, when you look at it, the average losing margin ng Magnolia is minus 2.75. They've lost 2 points against Converge, they've lost 4 points against Northport, they've lost 3 points against TNT, and they've lost 2 points against Rain or Shine. So those are pretty much winnable games for them. And Converge malakas na yan ngayon compared to when they started out in the PBA, when they took over from Alaska. Northport is playing well. I think they're at the top of the standings with 1 loss. I think they're 5-1. Then TNT, they just won the championship in the Governor's Cup with the same import playing in this conference. And then you have Rain or Shine, which is probably the best independent team in the PBA right now. So, pag titignan natin, parang sa akin, kung ako tatanungin, hindi ko papalitan si Coach Chito kasi given the losing margin, they still have 6 games to play. Now, they still have NLEX, Ginebra, Colombian Jeep, San Miguel, Phoenix, Hong Kong Eastern, Meralco. Medyo alanganin ka na dyan sa Ginebra, San Miguel, saka Hong Kong Eastern, pati Meralco. So baka the best finish that they would get is a 4-8. Pero ang magic number for this kasi in a 13-man tournament, 13-team tournament, is you have to at least win 5 games. So, if they lose against Ginebra, San Miguel, Hong Kong Eastern, and Meralco, medyo malabo na sila makapasok ng quarterfinals. Now, for the standard of an SMB team, medyo pangit yun, di ba? Tanggal ka, laglag ka sa quarterfinals. But still, kahit malaglag sila, I wouldn't still take away Coach, kumbaga tanggalin ko si Coach Chito and replace it with Jason Webb. Kasi how will Jason Webb perform, di ba? Kasi if we look at Coach Chito when he took over the helm back in the 2016-2017 PBA season, and fast forward 18 conferences, he's gotten Magnolia to 5 finals appearances.
Right, yeah.
With 1 championship to show forth. Now, over the course of the last 18 conferences, 16 of those 18 conferences were won by just 3 teams. 7 by San Miguel, 6 by Barangay Ginebra, and 3 by TNT. Then the last 2 was split between Meralco and Magnolia having 1 each. So para sa akin, parang kung ibabase mo naman kung San Miguel, Ginebra, tsaka TNT is probably like the flagship team of, the MVP group. Parang sa akin, like nakakaabot naman sila finals, nanalo naman sila championship. Ano pang hihingin mo? Tapos yung kita naman yung mga galawan ng Ginebra, parang mas gustong ng SMC team, parang mas nakabomba dun sa lineup ng kasi they just got Stephen Holt. Couple of seasons ago, they had Jamie Malonzo, tapos nakakuha ka pa ng RJ Abariento. So parang for me, parang I think people are being unfair with rare ako mag-side sa ganito pero
Yeah, be honest.
it's very unfair, parang unfair for me to parang go for the head of Chito Victolero in this one kasi kaka-finals lang nila last year.
Tsaka
Going up against San Miguel
it's so strong what we've been hearing. Medyo strong yung statements na they're calling for a dismissal. I mean, I want to hear from you.
For me, I think, Dino was talking about specifically this conference and their performance, and obviously in the span of the last 6 years or so, right? 8 to 8 years. But a couple of, before the conference started, there was actually news of whether or not they would retain Coach Chito Victolero or not, and he stayed, diba? I think a lot of this noise is coming from the fans, eh. If you're internal, Dino and I talked about this a couple of weeks ago. In the PBA, there's like unwritten tiers. And Magnolia, we considered Magnolia to be a tier 1 team. Like
outside looking in of tier 1.
Yeah, they're there, right? It's what? TNT, Ginebra, San Miguel, and them, diba? Them or Meralco, diba? So they're actually performing up there. But from the fans' perspective, the fans, the media, everyone's who's talking about a need for a change. Parang nakikita nila 6 years na at hindi pa rin nananalo. And within those 6 years, give or take the pandemic having 2 conferences, mga around 15 to 18 conferences yun of not winning. So from their perspective, kailangan na magbago ng Magnolia. Ang sasabihin ko naman sa kanila is, sinong ipapalit mo?
Exactly.
Sinong ipapalit mo? And
The fact, galing si Coach Tim Con dun sa team na yon at nilipat siya sa Barangay Ginebra, kahit hindi sabihin ng SMC group yan, or SMC, kung sino naghahawak ng SMC ngayon, obviously, in favor ang pagpapalakas ng mga teams sa Barangay Ginebra at San Miguel Women.
Right.
Nilipat mo si Coach Tim eh. What does that mean?
Right.
Most winningest coach in PBA history, probably the GOAT basketball coach in the history of the Philippine basketball. Nilipat mo sa where he won championships with James Yap.
From a fan's perspective, hindi kaya that this talk came about or nag-strike sa mga fans because if you have another San Miguel team from the San Miguel group who is having that kind of losing margin, which is honestly not alarming, but because siguro other fans are looking for, parang they're betting on Magnolia as one who will change the, kumbaga, how should I say this? Kasi puro na lang, sorry Ginebra. Puro na lang sasabihin ng iba, puro na lang Ginebra nakikita natin, puro na lang ganito. We want something new, we want something different. So, if Magnolia is losing at this rate, which is not an alarming losing margin, but maybe to the fans it is because it increases the chances of the other SMC teams going up the ranks and win again and again and again without having a new face as a champion. Is this could be the trigger?
For me, the name comes to mind na mapapalit or to replace Coach Chito would be Coach Jason Webb. And he's been in the Magnolia coaching staff for years already. Actually, nauna pa siya kay Coach Chito bago maging coach. And so, if they want a drastic change, I don't think it would make I don't think it would make any difference. No, it won't. And I think I'm seeing that they would put Coach Chito in a consultant or assistant coach basis and then Coach Jason. But it won't be the same. It would be the same team, same voice, same group of coaching staff. Now, this is medyo unconventional, but they could also look at the collegiate level. You have Coach Goldwyn, you have Coach Topix, who are not part of the SMC group, and it would take a lot for that to happen, and I don't see it happening anytime soon. That could be potentially beneficial for the Magnolia team alone, but I don't think it's gonna happen just because of the way the PBA history.
Sa akin yung situation ni Coach Chito Victolero, pwede mong i-relate kay kay Coach Yeng Yao. They are not winning championships with Rain or Shine right now. The last time, di ba, na nasabi ko, the last time a independent team or a non-SMC, non-MVP team won a championship was, I think, back in 2016, 2017.
Correct.
So, if you were to take a look at the job of Coach Yeng Yao, you're not winning championships, you're not getting to the finals, kasi last 18, di ba, at least si Magnolia may isa, naka 5 finals appearance siya.
Right.
So, basically, dapat tanggalin ni si Coach Yeng Yao, di ba? Pero when we look at the situation kasi, talagang loaded yung Ginebra tsaka San Miguel eh.
Right.
Diba? You can also blame NLEX kasi naka-load up ang nakikita ko ngayon, ang MVP naka-load up sila sa Meralco at sa TNT.
Yeah.
Titingnan mo pa lang yung lineup eh. And if you look at the roster moves of Magnolia, they haven't really made a splash the past 2 years when I took a look back. Ang only trade that they made was giving away Gio Halalon and Abu Tratter for Xavier Lucero. Pero pag compare mo naman sa ginawa ng San Miguel at lalo na ng Ginebra, kinuha nila si Jamie Malonzo from Northport, kinuha din nila si Isaac Go, Stephen Holt, and RJ Abarrientos from Columbian G. So to me, tingnan muna natin yung roster. Mas malakas talaga yung hamak naman yung Ginebra at saka San Miguel roster-wise. Tsaka TNT, in my opinion. Di ba nakuha nga nila si Ray ng Batak for TNT basically for nothing.
Right.
They just had to give up yung sabi ng best point guard in Asia.
Okay, we have to wrap this up to the next topic, but I kind of get with what Ayel and Dino are saying that, okay, kay Dino is that don't just look at the coaches, guys. I mean, look
Wala
at
nga silang gilas player
yeah,
eh.
just
Sa
look
roster
at the
nila eh.
lineup. And also with the hell is, it's not an overnight thing. If you change a coach, it's already the solution to a problem. And besides, guys,
Siguro, kung papatanggal ko si Chito Victolero, siguro dahil nandun pa sa lineup niya si Rafi Ribis.
yeah, but
Legend yun, legend. Di mawawala yun. Asitaw laban ng...
Kung may rason kung bakit tatanggalin si Chito Victolero is bakit nandyan pa si Rafi Ribis sa
oh
lineup.
my gosh. Yeah, but hey, Rafi, stabilizer of the team, gives
leader.
a lot of wisdom, yeah, especially for the bigs who are, kind of like getting themselves immersed in the PBA. Okay, from PBA, punta naman tayo sa football. So, there's always been a talk if we should take football here in the Philippines to the next level. Okay. We've been talking about this before we went on air. Sige ba, Sam? Magsalita ka na.
Okay, so it's very tricky to tackle this sa mga football fans. Sige, go ahead,
Yeah.
Dino, go ahead.
Well, to me, I think the question that you need to ask is, what's really stopping football from, getting to
Good
that
question. Yeah.
from getting to that level of what we have with basketball and now on a sport that is on the rise and probably arguably or kumbaga mukhang sure naman na yung number 2 sport natin sa Pilipinas, which is volleyball right now. I think number 1, you have to take a look at the mindset when it comes to what I notice usually when it comes to non-basketball and non-volleyball sport is you have to differentiate yung mindset of why, parang yung one aspect is why do basketball, the question always pops up, why do basketball and volleyball always get the support? Parang sa akin, you need to shift from that mindset going towards how do we grow the sport given the circumstance.
Well, we were talking about behind the scenes that it begins also with infrastructure. If you do not have enough pitches, it's hard to play football, unlike with basketball where you have basketball courts literally almost every half kilometer you see a basketball court. So lack of infrastructure also, and please, diba, fix the football pitches that we have in the Philippines. Ang hirap-hirap kaya maglaro.
Saka, given the circumstance kasi, not a lot of brands, companies, or not a lot of people are invested in the sport of football in comparison to basketball and volleyball. That's why, malilimit talaga yung funding mo. Now, ang question then is, how invested are the football leaders and stakeholders in the country? Because they're gonna be the ones that will move the needle for the sport of football. It's not the fans. It's the people that are on top of or at the helm or leadership of football that's gonna make that difference. Just take a look at the WNBA, diba? Kung sino man yung stakeholders ng women's basketball and the NBA, they really took responsibility upon themselves to really make it happen until the time na dumating na yung batch, etong year na to, sila Caitlin Clark, everything. Umutok yung diba?
This is interesting. So you're talking about the stakeholders. Now, I think Ael has like some perspective. If you were a stakeholder, is it worth it to go all in or not?
I would say no. And easy lang mga football fans.
Yeah,
but-
it's okay.
Yeah, no.
There's no right or
Honestly,
wrong, okay?
And it's not because of the sport of football. I think when you compare to basketball and volleyball, basketball is a legacy sport for the Philippines. For years, maybe if America didn't colonize us and we continue to be a Spanish colony, we would probably be a football country, but it's not. This is how we are.
Correct.
We love basketball. We
Yeah.
are passionate about for years. So to challenge that, I think would be close to impossible.
Yeah.
Okay, but why now volleyball? Okay, a couple of years ago, and I'm so excited for this just because I have a niece who's now playing volleyball. The same with the trend of women empowerment. As we were empowering our women, there was a gap that no one was taking, which is women's sports. And that's what volleyball did. Now in the Philippines lang now nagkaroon ng career, future, sense of identity, sense of ownership, sense of athleticism for our women. Because that's what volleyball, yun yung kinapture nila na space.
Yeah.
And it started not because of investors. It started because they saw that these volleyball women in the collegiate level
Yeah.
were marketable.
Yeah.
Not just because of looks, but because of their character, their personality. When I think about the pioneers, Gretchen Ho, Eliza Valdez, and Mika Reyes, people fell in love with them because of their charisma and all these things. Now, nagkaroon ng hype, nagkaroon ng reach, nagkaroon ng awareness. People invested, the volleyball leaders invested, created a league, created a future, a system, and we still haven't reached the where it
The
can
peak.
go, the
The
peak.
pinnacle, no?
Nagsisimula pa lang tayo sa volleyball, di ba? And
You mean to say that
na-capture nila
the
yung
trajectory can't be replicated by football?
No, because for me, only because what you're trying to go against is the men's sports. If soccer, and they tried, they were there. A couple of years ago, the Ascals were doing it. But ano nangyari? Hindi nag-invest or hindi na-sustain. Walang liga, walang prominence. May liga pero walang prominence. Ang nangyari, yung mga football players natin, either umuwi sila sa bansa nila or naging artista.
Yeah.
Di ba hindi
It's
naging...
the sustainability.
Yes, the sustainability was lacking.
Yeah, and sabihin na natin, it's hard to build chemistry for a national team if you don't have the core players like really intact. I think that's what Gilas was able to do when they were really like talagang at the top, their golden
Right.
years. They had that chemistry. So if a national team wants to make
Right.
it and have that kind of success, dapat medyo gel kayo, hindi fly in and out. Okay, now Ayal, if somebody tells you, bakit let's go to women's football, right?
Yes.
They've had World Cup appearances, one back
true.
in 2023. You know, it was really,
Nanalo sila dun.
yeah,
Right.
they were quite a sensation. So if a fan approaches you and says, bakit ang women's soccer is marketable because of that hype that they created, but then why is it not kicking off
Right.
yet?
And my answer to that is because, let's say we have a pool of really, really well-resourced people. Let's
Yeah.
just put it at that.
Yeah,
okay?
yeah.
You have a pool of people. Their money is already invested somewhere. So ngayon, ang ko-compete ng women's football is yung market ng women's volleyball na naglagay na ng investment yung mga leaders natin ngayon. They're in the midst of it. So now, you're gonna try to compete with that. And I don't see that happening kasi ngayon pa lang nagsisimula si volleyball eh. And talagang mag-all out dyan kasi nga may market na.
There is a
If you're
huge
gonna
market,
try to
yes.
disrupt that market, it's gonna be very, very challenging. And nasasayangan ako for people who really love football because they had that during the Ascals na eh. That was their opportunity, that was
Yes.
their reach, and hindi na-sustain. Ewan ko kung ano nangyari, but I think right now it's really just gonna be basketball and volleyball for a very long time. It would take, for me, it would take a really, really, really wealthy group of people who really, 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 really love football that will expect that they might not get an ROI in a decade or two, but would really pour out to that. And for me, that's very, very challenging.
And it's true, because the support that you have to give to the sport has to be all out. I mean, but kudos also to the PFF, right? And
Yes.
definitely private privately owned companies who are supporting the sport. So kudos to that. But there should be more.
In a way, I agree to some of the things that AL Banal said, na it would be difficult kumbaga it's difficult for football to market it as compared to basketball and volleyball. And it will be a tough task. Kumbaga tall order yan.
Oh, definitely.
But sa akin, kung ako yung football people because I'm not football so
Right.
American football ako. But if I'm, football people,
Like soccer.
English
yeah.
football, I would, if I'm a stakeholder, I'm a football leader or part ako ng leadership of PFF or everything, I would take a look at how can we be the number 3 sport in the Philippines. That's where I would start. Parang sa akin hindi realistic if you're gonna compare yourself already with basketball and volleyball to topple basketball and volleyball. I think that's masyadong parang masyado nang mataas yun. Parang sa akin, have our goal to be the number 3 sport in the Philippines. That's your starting point. How can we get to number 3? How can we grow the interest? Because ito legit to. So, malamang sa malamang walang may alam masyado nito. But ang FIFA is the only world sport governing body. Hindi ginagawa to ng FIBA. Ang FIFA, nagbibigay sila ng millions of dollars sa lahat ng member associations nila across the world.
Okay.
For the 2022 to 2026 cycle, nasa website to, 8 million USD ang ibibigay nila sa isang member association. So how much is that? 470 million pesos?
Yeah, that's quite a lot. Now, I think it also has to, for this sport to develop, I mean, the fans definitely have to really buy into it. Now, I want to quote what former Ascal's team manager, Mr. Dan Palami, has said, that you really have to appreciate football or soccer in a sense that you have to love not just the scoring part of the sport. Because I guess what makes it different from basketball is the kind of reward that you see every time you go from both ends of the court and then score buckets. But I think with football, it's kind of like a different kind of sensation or approach to, or a different kind of appetite for adrenaline, because you're gonna have to wait for the goal. So is that a factor?
Yes, I think basketball and volleyball are very similar because it's super fast-paced,
Yeah.
and instant gratification.
And Pinoys love
Right.
that. Yeah.
And for football, it's like lesser scoring, but it makes that one goal really, really precious. That's why everyone's going crazy.
Yes,
And
yes.
You also have to sort of like disrupt that way of thinking also.
I think they also football needs a face
That's what I'm saying.
That basketball
That's
and
what I'm
volleyball
saying.
has.
They had that already with the Azcas. Hindi lang na-sustain. And now, competing with basketball and volleyball, it's like if I'm an investor, and I would assume that people who invested in volleyball weren't really volleyball fans to begin with. They were just like, oh, there's probably money there, marketability. It's now gonna make them question, why would I put money in
Pag sinabi mo
football,
Philippine
diba?
football, alala mo young husband
You know,
Exactly.
Young husband, which is wala na sila ngayon sa...
Naging celebrity sila. Hindi naging soccer players here in the Philippines, diba?
Yeah.
So parang, okay.
I think it's all about continuity from
Exactly.
here
I agree.
in,
Exactly.
right?
I agree.
So, well, if investors or future Ascals athletes are watching this, but I have to say kudos to our Filipinas.
Yes.
Yeah, they made history, and I hope this is something that they can sustain kasi sila na lang ang pag-asa natin.
Right.
I'm not saying the men's team are not, but right now as we speak, they're the ones building momentum for the sport of soccer. Okay, now, from soccer, Philippine football to the NBA. Okay, in a world... Parang mahirap yata. In a world where there are no injuries in the NBA, who do you think is going to have the best career ever?
Baka umabot na ng 20 years lahat ng career.
Oh, diba?
Right. Okay, so currently in the list we have T-Mac, D-Rose, Brandon Roy, Yao Ming, and Grant Hill. These are all very, very good players who their careers have been sidelined because of injuries.
Sa akin, hindi pa kasama dito yung mga namatay
I know what you're gonna say, bro. I know what you're gonna say.
Diba? Kasi parang ito, mga may naglaro na sa NBA, nakita natin yung talent, what they can do. Pero may iba, pagka-draft pa lang, hindi na sila nakaabot sa NBA because for some accident or whatever, I think if I could name one, it's Len Bias from Boston back in the 80s.
Yeah.
He was dubbed the next Michael Jordan, but he never got to play a single second in the NBA because 2 days after he got drafted, he died.
Yeah.
In an accident. Overdose.
Yeah, that
Overdose.
sucks.
Tapos may iba, yung mga nakalagay doon, nakita natin yung potential is.
Right.
Pero may iba talaga, makita natin, pero hindi na talaga nila napakita yung galing nila, just like Greg Oden. So, parang, I think yung basis lang naman nito is, I would look at players that were able to kahit show a glimpse of what they were, kumbaga, show the glimpse of, kumbaga, kung hindi sila na-injured, probably they could have been one of the all-time greats. So, ang basis ko dito pero I mean, going back, the NBA, it's no joke. To be an NBA player, it's no joke. 82 games yan, regular season. Wala pang playoffs yan. So, kung naglaro ka ng playoffs, sabihin natin, aabot ka ng 100 yan for sure. Alam nga naman, di ba, abot ng game 7 yan. So, malamang 100 plus ka. Compare mo sa PBA yan, marami na na-injured sa PBA. May season ending ang isang conference, 12 teams yan, 11 games. Times 3 mo, 3 conferences.
But the
You're playing
NBA is
33
a
games.
long stretch of
Yeah.
80-something games, so it's so difficult.
It's a different animal.
Yeah.
Different animal yan. So sa akin, I would look at individual performance. They had the winning team. The trajectory from the start of his career to
When he
got hurt, and then yung showmanship. So for me, the 2 players I would name, it's Derrick Rose and Joel Embiid.
Wait, do you have the same answer?
I was gonna pick Derrick Rose as well, but I want to hear from him. If you pick Derrick Rose, I'll pick someone else.
Ako, Derrick Rose, kasi in 3 years pa lang, MVP ka na agad. Tapos, youngest MVP in history. And he was from 16 points to 20 points, then 25 points. Then, he was contending in the East. Nag-number 1 seed pa sila until he went down against the Philadelphia 76ers in the first round. Joel Embiid, nakita natin what he can do. He has already won an MVP. He missed his first two seasons in the NBA after he got drafted in 2014. Never played more than 68 games in the regular season. Never averaged less than 20 points. So sa akin, those 2 players, I would say, kung healthy sila all throughout their career, would have been all-time greats in my opinion.
Isn't Yao Ming kind of out of place dito? Because he had a good run.
He had a good run.
But he wasn't like
Hindi naman
sobrang
I get what you're
lakas.
saying, Sal. I get what you're
Yeah,
saying. Na parang,
diba?
that was it. What more can you get out of him even though he was hurt? He was not that mobile. He was big, and even though he was hurt, he was still getting his way. So I get what you're saying. And similarly, but on a different note, I would pick Tracy McGrady. I could make a case for Tracy McGrady as well. Just because I think next to KD, I would put him as one of the best scorers in the game. And he had injuries already during his peak years in Orlando. He
Right,
had that back problem, and he was still killing. Kumbaga, kung wala yun, I honestly think that during those years, he was better than Kobe
13
Bryant.
points in 33 seconds.
Even before that, yung Orlando Magic, he was better than Kobe. I thought Kobe was number 2, Tracy McGrady was number 1. And he was in an era with a guard-heavy lineup. Like D-Wade, LeBron James, Kobe Bryant, Derrick Rose, all those players. And he was a cut above the rest. And he was hurt.
Yeah.
So, I would assume, and he was averaging 30 during
malakas
that
yung
time. And so, I was wondering, I read up, he was already going through back problems in his peak years. And yet, he was still the scoring champ. So, if that wasn't there, what would he...
What else could he do pa?
Right? So, he was traded to the Rockets.
He was productive.
Yeah, he was
Orlando
productive.
and Houston siya.
And there was a rumor pala na Greg Popovich was trying to get him.
Oh yeah?
For the Spurs. During the dynasty of the Spurs.
The Big Three.
Yeah, the Big Three. So, I don't know what could have happened if injuries was in his case. A team could have picked him up. But I know for sure that he would have won multiple MVPs. And also had the chance to win a title if another team picked him up.
I think Tracy, you could say the same for maybe Grant Hill.
Si Grant Hill kasi parang meron na siyang good solid 6 years na parang
injured siya eh.
Hindi niya dinala yung Detroit to the next level. And
Ganun din naman si T-Mac eh.
Hindi. Nag-playoffs sila. Si Grant Hill, never sila nag-playoffs eh. So,
okay.
parang, okay, potentially Grant Hill. But to add to the people who have, passed away, moved on, I would also say si Drazen Petrovic. Who I'm not gonna be a hypocrite and say that, I admire him. I only watched his highlights because I wasn't born when he was there.
Yeah.
90s yan, 90s.
If you go to YouTube and
Car accident.
Yeah, he had a car accident, but they were saying he was also
Tulog siya nun.
he was also going to be better than Michael Jordan. If you look at the highlights, yung matchup nila ni Michael Jordan, he was giving him buckets during peak years ni MJ, But again, he passed away. So he's also one of the players that I wanted to bring up. Yeah.
Good comparison with Grant and T-Mac kasi Grant Hill had the opportunity of coaching and everything. And yeah, it would be nice to see T-Mac if he would have been coached under Greg, under Pop.
Ako, kumbaga talent-wise, I would say T-Mac was more talented than Kobe. But the mentality that Kobe had, I think that's what separates the great ones from the what could have beens. Kasi yung mga what could have beens, they had the tools, the talent, but I think papasok dyan yung work ethic, yung mindset, taking care of your body.
The taking care of your body, yes, because not everyone takes good care of themselves in the same way that a LeBron James would.
Exactly.
And that's why we're talking about this topic, because I would say most of these players in this list, probably we can argue that they didn't take care of yours. Like, I had the opportunity to work out at the facility. This is blasphemy what I'm about to say. People will hate me. But
Go ahead.
They said that Derrick Rose didn't have the best work ethic. Outside, he was not eating healthy. He was not taking his rehab seriously.
Sakto December,
Yes.
New Year's resolution para sa mga
Mga players na nanonood.
Chicago fans, it's okay. Like, you can hate me, but that's the truth. Like,
when you have read the book of Kobe before he died, meron ako nun eh. The way he adapts or learns from other people and it takes it to his very, kumbaga kinukopya niya yung mga gusto niyang mga routine and then he takes it on his own. Yung sleep, meditation, yung number of shots, yung doing game moves, even on practice. Makita mo talaga dun, that's what separates the greats from the what could have been.
Or like a LeBron James has a hyperbaric chamber in his home.
He spends $1 million every year for his maintenance. So, pag
Binanggit niya sa
his taking care of his own
binanggit niya sa starting five yung sleep.
Yeah.
How much he
Very
sleeps.
important.
So to be great in anything, it takes a lot. It entails a lot of taking good care of yourself. So New Year's resolution, or maybe better yet, right after Christmas, get on it, right? Okay, so that's it for our if everyone was injury-free, who could have been the best player, or do these players from the NBA, were their careers going to be better? And now from there, jump to present-day NBA. We have our SPN expert picks. So we have tonight 3 games. Guys, you're going to be picking. Are you both going to be picking tonight?
Yep. Yes.
Your picks? Okay. So let's start with the Hornets against the Sixers. It's going to be at 8 a.m. tomorrow. So who's your pick on this one?
Boring.
Bakit boring?
Hindi kasi
Sige na, mamili ka na.
just by looking at the standings, these are like teams that are, I think yung Charlotte expected naman yun, but I think the disappointment here is, the Philadelphia 76ers having the big three of Tyrese Maxey, Paul George, and then Joel Embiid. Joel Embiid just playing 6 games over the course of 24 games of Philadelphia. I think that's quite a disappointment to start the season. But obviously, dahil mahina yung kalaban nila, I'm picking the Sixers over the Charlotte Hornets. Number 1, it's their home court. Although, at home, they're 3-9. Charlotte, kumbaga pag ganito yung pinag-uusapan natin, talagang pangat ng stats ng mga teams eh. Charlotte on the road is 2-10, di ba? So, bahala na sila kung sino gusto manalo. But why did I pick the Philadelphia 76ers? The first 3 meetings, all games have been won by Philadelphia. First meeting 107-105, second meeting 110-104, third meeting 121-108. All in favor of Philadelphia. So they're going for the season sweep. This is the last time they're gonna see each other in the regular season for this 2024-2025 NBA regular season. And on the second game, this is naglaro kasi yung Charlotte today.
Right.
Yeah.
Talo sila sa Wizards, di ba?
Right.
Natalo ka pa sa lahat-lahat, natalo ka pa sa Wizards. So on the second game of a back-to-back for Charlotte, kumbaga, basically, doon sa second game of a back-to-back, 1-4 ang record ng Charlotte. So, basically, heading into this game, they've only just won one game in a back-to-back. Tapos, injuries, Brandon Miller did not play today against Washington. I think he's questionable for this game. Grant Williams is out with the right ACL tear, one of the better defenders of that team. Then Paul George and Maxi is playing in this game. Joel Embiid is questionable with the right sinus fracture. Tinamaan siya eh.
Right.
Parang ang malas eh, no? Kakabalik mo lang.
Tinamaan.
Kalaban yung Indiana. Pagka laglag ng Indiana Pacers na nabaksakan ng kamay si Joel Embiid, nagka-fracture. So
Off the rebound, right?
But he's practiced nung Tuesday, Wednesday. He's wearing a mask right now. So, to me, easy win to for Philadelphia.
I agree. I think Joel Embiid, I think, like what you said.
That's such a disappointment.
I don't know. We're always on the same page ni Dina. So sometimes we're 0-3, sometimes we're 3-0. So far, our last picks were 3-0. So, you know, I agree. I think you said it was a boring type of game, and I agree. So this is a reps type of game. Like both of the teams are just trying to get their reps in. Nothing spectacular, nothing to anticipate. Charlotte are on the end of their series of games. And I honestly think that Joel Embiid will play this game just because it's a reps game. So he will get a little bit of he's questionable, but I think he will play.
Tsaka I think they still have a chance in the East.
Of course.
Iba yung sa West. Iba yung sa West, labanan.
Yeah, but the East, how big are their chances?
Pwede pa.
What is pwede pa?
Pwede pa sila pumasok ng top, siguro around play-in.
Yeah.
Maybe play-in. Kasi top 6 lang yung above 500 eh. So,
Right.
7 downwards, it's below 500 yung lahat ng records ng mga teams. So, to me, they still have a chance if Embiid can stay healthy.
Yes, can continue to play.
So it's a big if. It's a big if.
Saka the only reason we're talking about this is dahil 3 lang yung games bukas. Kaya napilitan pag-usapan to.
And I think LaMelo Ball is questionable as well, diba? I think
Sino?
questionable. LaMelo Ball.
No.
He's playing.
He's playing.
Okay.
He's playing.
Oh my gosh. Okay, but it's still worth to look at if one of them has a chance to still go in the East,
So I think Philadelphia. Charlotte, malabo yan. Malabo. The roster pa lang, wala na yan.
Matalo po sa...
Philadelphia, may pag-asa pa yan.
Ay,
Pag-asa
nako.
pa yan.
Alright, on to a more interesting match. The Bucks versus the Cavs. Who do we have here?
I'm going with Cleveland. They're 14-1 at home. Milwaukee is 5-7 on the road. You're talking about, as of date, the number 1 offense in the league, the number 9 defense in the league.
Yeah.
Net rating, number 2 in the league, yung Cleveland. First 2 meetings, it was close, Cleveland 1-1-4, Milwaukee 1-1-3. Second meeting, so this is 1-1-4 Milwaukee, 1-1-6 ang Cleveland. So this is their third meeting. And Milwaukee is coming off an NBA Cup championship. The problem is, all the key players of Cleveland are playing, and then Giannis and Middleton are probable. Damian Lillard is out for this game.
What is the percentage of probability for Giannis and...
What do you mean? Probable, usually maglalaro na yan. Ako, I would see
How
Giannis...
many percent if the fans are gonna... You know, if the fans need some sort of certainty on this.
It's so hard in the NBA kasi minsan they list them as questionable, pero game time biglang lalaroin nila.
Right.
Or minsan probable, biglang ipo-pull out nila, hindi nila papalaroin eh. So it's so hard to kahit ako hindi ko masabi eh. Kasi number 1, di tayo iba yung may 14 hours gap tayo, 12 hours gap sa US, di ba? So parang
we're not real time.
Oo, parang sa akin, for the ones that are tuning in sa Cleveland and sa Bucks, maganda talaga nakabang kayo dyan. Kung gigising kayo ng maaga, gising kayo ng maaga. Tapos may kita naman yan kung maglalaro yan eh. May kita naman yan eh. Kasi you can easily search the NBA injury report and then nakalagay naman dun kung maglalaro ba yung players or
Because in 14 hours, so many things can happen.
Can happen eh.
Kaya nga, I'm
nag-warm up, maganda yung pakiramdam, di ba? Si Embiid, parang isang apak pa lang, ayaw ko na. Di wala na, di ba?
Dino, nakakainis yun.
Baka sabi kay Embiid ni Coach, Embiid, pasok ka na. Pagka tayo pa lang niya, ayaw na niya. Pupulis.
Pagka tayo pa ayaw na balik sa bench.
Balik sa bench.
Nakakainis. Ay!
Pero sa akin yun, I'm still a doubter of the Milwaukee Bucks eh.
Right.
Like, sa akin, I don't see them being a top 3 team in the East this season.
Okay, Al, do you think the same?
Expert pick would be Cleveland, but personal pick, I wanted this game to be a coming out party for the Bucks this
Why?
year.
Why?
But obviously
So
they're
you
not
think
gonna be complete.
so
They're not gonna be complete.
wala
yet.
si
So
Lillard eh.
that's already off the table. But it's an opportunity. The way Giannis has been, talking on his podcast or his brother's podcast, it's one of those things na parang, okay, now that you've won an NBA Cup, people will still doubt you, but you have a chance to beat one of the most prominent teams currently in the NBA right now. But again, it's not gonna happen because both of them are probable and Damian Lillard is not playing. So I think this is gonna be a rest game for Milwaukee after, having accomplished an NBA
Is Giannis a top 5 NBA player for you right now?
Right now?
Because your brother
disagrees.
Why still?
Wala sa top 5 niya si Giannis. Ako nasa top 5 ko si
Oh
Giannis.
yeah, one didn't mention
Sige.
it.
Wala sa top 5 mo.
No, not
Why?
also. Not also.
Why?
This if we're gonna talk about, okay, LeBron James is the GOAT, but he's not really top 5 player. Like those things, Giannis is in that category.
Okay.
I think the way numbers are setting, the way also, di ba, parang may kailangan manalo din yung team in a sense. But I don't think so. But I know that there's a potential to be by the end. I'm still rooting for the Bucks. I'm rooting for them to really come out and show them who they really are. This game was supposed to be it, but Dame's not playing, so Cleveland over Milwaukee.
Do we have a few last person? Okay.
Yeah,
So,
same ako.
all right. So for our last, we have the OKC versus the Heat. Who do we got?
Easy. Ako, sa totoo lang, ang dali lang nito. Easy for me, even if it's on the road, I would pick OKC here. The only advantage that in my opinion, that Miami has here is they have one of the best coaches or strategists in the NBA in Coach Eric Spoelstra.
Yes.
Given their culture there in Miami. Second is OKC. This is the 4th game in 6 days for OKC because they played in the NBA Cup and then they just played today. Then they're gonna play tomorrow, and then Miami has just played 2 games in the last 11 days. So, kumbaga nakapagbakasyon na tong
Heat.
Nakapagburakay na tong
Grabe naman
Nakapagburakay na tong
Grabe
Heat, di
naman
ba?
yung Boracay.
So, but I still have confidence in the Oklahoma City Thunder. Hindi naman sila aging tong team na to. They're a very young team.
But how much confidence do you have, Dino? I mean,
They haven't lost in a second game of a back-to-back. They're 4-0.
okay, yeah, that's the kind of confidence.
On the
you have.
road, they're 11-3.
Not bad.
Against 500 teams, they're 12-6. Miami is 5-6 against above 500 teams. Take note, +7. So ibig sabihin, mas maraming nilaro talaga na above 500 yung OKC. They're only missing Chet Holmgren, but I still think without Chet, they can still win this game against Miami.
I disagree with you that Miami went to Boracay because they're already in Miami, Florida. But I agree with you that I think OKC will beat Miami just because it's kind of identity-wise from a general. Besides everything that Dino already said.
With the Jimmy Butler rumors
with
rumors.
how the temperature is going for each of the teams. OKC is playing so confidently right now, and Miami is trying to figure out what's gonna happen to them by trade deadline by next year. Where is Jimmy gonna go? I think this is kind of one of the games that OKC will dominate Miami. But we've been wrong before. But expert pick, OKC.
OKC.
3-0 again, bro. We'll see tomorrow.
Alam mo, for this episode, parang ang sarap mag-assign ng editor. Hugutin dito lahat ng mga expert banat. Hindi na expert pick. Mga expert banat nag-Boracay ang Miami.
Hindi na ako ganun ka-stress kasi tapos na yung school eh. So,
Ayan.
pwede na humirit-hirit.
Saka si Embiid, yung isang tapak pa lang aayaw na. Ay, nako. Anyway, let's hear it from the fans. We also have our segment where we hear from our fans here at SPM. We have our first comment, and it's from Rafael Biang. Iba kasing level ng cultural effect ng basketball sa Pilipinas. Everywhere may basketball court na ingrained na into culture sa Filipino yan. Yeah, that's what we were talking about a while ago. It's the accessibility of how you're going to be able to play a sport. Not enough pitches versus the number of courts. Volleyball and basketball.
Right.
Guys.
That's
Go ahead.
what I'm saying eh. You don't aim for number 1 or number 2, you aim for number 3. And going back, yung sinasabi natin pitches, mahal talaga yung open field.
Mahal talaga.
Maintenance pa lang eh. That's why nagiging issue siya sa US, yung ayaw ng players maglaro sa turf because turf is
Right.
much cheaper. It's easier to maintain. But if you have a grass field that you have to tayo rainy season pa.
Right.
Bahain pa
So,
dito sa Pilipinas.
kawawa yung
Right.
damo ng field, di ba? Pag sa
Yeah.
Pilipinas ka. So,
And
to me, yun.
Sorry, hold on. I would disagree with you guys there just because other countries who are probably poorer than us, they still play soccer, whether turf, whether sand, dirt, or whatever.
Is India-
It's Africa, like I'm not
Yeah,
saying that
yeah,
we're,
yeah.
But so I think more than infrastructure, it's really a collective effort between having a
Pero
the
wala
market,
sila
having
sa level of ano natin.
Pero yung
level of
ingredient-
Ay!
Ah!
Di, I cannot say.
Wait, ha?
However, can I make kwento So, the other day, naka-hazard lang ako in the middle of the street. So, it was in a neighborhood, tas may mga basketball court sa tabi. I was waiting to pick up my wife or something. I cannot remember, but I was naka-hazard lang ako. Nakita ko yung isang street, may mga basketball court. Diba? Yung mga basketball court na nilagay lang doon. Pero nakita ko, boys and girls, we're playing volleyball. Walang net. Nagulat ako, parang,
Wow.
Parang nagva-volleyball sila. And that's a testament that the volleyball leaders are doing a very, very good job. For me, that's something that the football leaders can also replicate. And nagulat talaga ako nun. And it made me proud because I have a niece who's
playing.
Who's
Yeah,
playing
playing.
volleyball and knowing that she's gonna have a future in sports and not just a sportscaster or a sports coach or a sports, to have a career to play. And I have a daughter coming. My wife is 5 months pregnant, so it's a girl. Hindi, parang
Pressure mo basketball.
pero parang okay,
Uy, pwede
meron siyang
mag-volleyball.
option
Pwede,
to have
pwede.
sports as her career,
Pwede.
Yeah.
as an athlete now. And I'm thankful for whoever paved the road for volleyball to be that way. And
Mahirap
you know,
talaga.
pwede yun mangyari sa football, but it's gonna take
Number
a lot.
3. Just aim for number 3. Ang problema kasi yung tingnan pa lang natin yung government facilities natin, yung sa Rizal Memorial. I mean, let's be real, yung pagtingnan mo yung Rizal Memorial, it's been there.
Matitisod ka sa pitch yun eh. Sorry
It's been there since the time na hindi pa kami siguro 3 pinapanganak. And it's still, parang ano na lang, blush on na lang eh. Hindi, no joke. I mean, that's my thoughts eh. Parang, I think you need good facilities to really allow athletes to really shine.
Right.
And, I would, sana, I'm hoping, di ba, our number 3, but nandyan si gymnastics, di ba?
Pero gets ko yung point, Daniel, na hindi nga magkaka-blush on ang soccer kasi nga it takes like the young husbands back in the day
You're right.
for football to be somewhat aspirational for the kids to
Okay.
get into it.
I'm
not saying that kids are not. There are amazing clinics here in the Philippines, both in Luzon and other parts of the country. Don't get me wrong.
I'm just looking at the 470 million pesos for 4 years. I'm pretty sure they can build their own facility that can be world class for PFF.
Yes.
For all of our football athletes. Kasi kung ano rin, 'di ba? It's not just in the athlete but also the facilities.
Correct. It's the culture, it's the facilities, and then next social media comment is from Morrison Monte. Real talk, konti lang mga totoong sumusuporta sa football sa Pilipinas. Kaya kapag ito may pinatunguhan, halata mo kung sino mga Pinoy ang nakikihype lang kapag trending. So it's about building the right fan base who really love the sport.
Right.
Kasi for example, I have a friend, colleague, who's British. Sinasabi nila, colleague at some other work, sabi nila, kulto daw talaga eh.
Yep.
Kung how cult-like basketball is for the Philippines, that's how soccer is for
Europe.
other countries.
For Europe.
And
But how do we
this
develop that? That's the question.
This is Well, number one, we're a third world country. So usually, most of our resources mapupunta na yan sa top sports mo.
Wait, but
And-
who said na na even poorer countries
Yeah, I mean-
love the sport?
Right.
Are we talking about Africa, India?
Other countries, Southeast Asia, actually we're the only talagang, I would say we're the only basketball country in Asia. I would even go as far, everywhere is football talaga.
Correct,
Football
everywhere,
talaga,
yeah.
right? And again, Morrison, thank you for your comment, no? But I would also have to say na we should be open sa mga nakikihype lang. Like, a lot of the volleyball fans right now, weren't volleyball fans din, and maybe they rode on the trend, but it's also an open door for them to actually look at the sport
Love
and
the
appreciate
sport,
the
yeah.
sport. So, we really have to be really welcoming into educating and letting people into the sport of football. Kasi it's...
Doon naman din nagsimula ang fanbase ng basketball.
Yes,
Nag-start,
yes,
di ba?
yes.
If we really want, parang, like ngayon, yung women's basketball, di ba? Before, hindi naman na pag-uusapan. Pero ngayon, kahit papano, nagkakaroon na ng traction
Right.
compared to before. So parang sa akin, people have to drive interest. Media has
Right.
media is one of them. And at the same time, totoo yung sinasabi niya eh. Di ba? We never talk about weightlifting and gymnastics, but we only talk about it during the Olympics.
Right.
Yes, correct.
Di ba?
correct,
So
correct,
sa akin, I think just shifting the mindset from dapat ilipat na yung support, di naman na nanalo yung basketball and volleyball natin sa international, lipat na lang natin. Ako, impossible yun, but ano yung pwede natin gawin to at least aim for number 3? Yun yung sa akin eh, number 3 ka talaga eh.
Or maybe put that gap
Yes,
close. Because
close the
if,
gap,
kasi if sabihin na natin, soccer is already third, but it's like, ito, 1, 2, and then 3 is
Sobrang
here.
layo.
Yeah.
So, one of them is you have to create structures talaga na banggit
Right.
ni Sel is kailangan mo dagdagan ng financial incentives din of Hindi mo naman kailangan levelin yung volleyball and basketball, but to make it like people get interested, it's winning in financial incentives, di ba?
I-blush on mo yung
tingnan mo yung example lang sa States. Like, alam ng lahat, American football ang number 1 nila.
Correct, yes.
And alam ng NBA yan, alam ng Major League Baseball yan, alam ng National Hockey League yan. Alam din ng NWSL, which is the National Women's Soccer League.
But they have their own cult, which is
Parang
amazing.
Huwag ka na mainggit sa space ng basketball and volleyball. Create and claim your own space.
Right.
Di ba? You can't have it all eh. So,
That's good.
but make do with what you have.
Eto, this is an last lang, unpopular opinion. But some are saying kasi yung iba nagsasabi, soccer is pang alta lang yan.
Pang ano?
Alta. It's alta sociedad because your role models for
Right.
soccer here in the Philippines, I would
Are-
say, are of that kind
Caliber.
of economic
Right,
status.
status, yeah.
Unlike with basketball, you have players and superstars who come from different walks of life, which makes the sport very relatable. Is that a factor or not? Before we close this topic, sorry.
I think it is, but that's an easy solution to have a face that can bridge the gap
Yeah.
of both.
Correct.
And yun yung nangyari sa volleyball eh. Nagkaroon ng face, marketable tong mga
Yeah.
girls na naglalaro. Tapos, so may awareness, may consideration na convert. Ang nangyari sa ASCALs, may awareness, may consideration, pero hindi na convert yung fans.
At hindi nag-continue.
Sa akin, hindi disappointing yung hindi sila as sikat as basketball and volleyball. Sa akin, yung disappointing is natatalo sila ng gymnastics and weightlifting. Kasi to me, they have an edge eh.
Yeah.
They have an edge. Football has an edge.
Right.
So,
But also, gymnastics and they have a face now.
yes.
Yun yung,
And they're
yun yung
winning.
importante.
They're
Yun yung
winning.
They
importante.
have a
Yeah,
face,
yeah,
they have a role model
Yeah,
that they
yeah.
can aspire for.
So parang, I think they need to step up.
I think the Filipinas can do it, to be honest. Like,
I
yeah,
think so
yeah.
too, yeah.
Kailangan may suporta din talaga.
They already have that they already have enough accolades to
Right.
be marketable. Hirap to.
We will see.
Next comment is from Kyla Cortez. I hope futsal together with football
Oh, yeah,
will
we're
make
hosting,
noise.
we're hosting.
Yeah. ESP Philippines will host the first ever FIFA Futsal Women's World Cup, which is great. But then, sabi nga nila, business is business and ang demand sa PH ay basketball and volleyball. I partly agree with the business is business, yes.
Speaking of that, ang galing ng volleyball. Ako like we're not winning internationally when it comes to volleyball. Yung ranking ng Philippines natin parang below 50 eh.
Yeah.
But we're hosting big. We're hosting next year yung Men's Volleyball World Cup.
Correct.
Tapos pupunta pa dito yung the top volleyball teams in tapos sold out, parang jam-pack yung nanonood
Yes,
So,
yes.
I think yun yung nakikita natin. And parang sa football malabo. Mapupunta mo dito yung Argentina.
Right.
Para hindi yata ako.
Si Lionel Messi lalaro dito, parang sa Rizal Memorial. Parang di mo papalaro si Lionel Messi nun
Again, I think
Cristiano Ronaldo na sa Rizal Memorial.
all these tiny movements are really, really great. I honestly think in the narrative there has to be the main character.
Correct.
The main character, people need to buy into the sport, not just because of the sport, but what the sport stands for. And from the investor side, we need to convince them na ilalagay ko yung pera ko sa basketball, sa volleyball kasi may ROI. Bakit ko ilalagay yung pera ko sa football? Diba? So
Tama.
we need to put all of those things together.
Yeah, and do we have enough fans and what? So both of you guys are correct on this one. Do we have another social media comment? And we got Omar Palaming, maybe leadership issues which lead to, the issues with local support and the grassroots program.
Yeah.
You think,
It's
do
a-
you guys think we don't have enough grassroots programs for soccer
I think,
as
yeah.
compared to, say, basketball? It's been there for years.
And I think, I'm going back na infrastructure, grassroots program, youth being involved. It's a fruit of what I think it's not the initiator. I think yun yung magpapalago sa sport for sustenance and continuation, but it won't be the pioneer
Pero
cause and effect type of thing.
ever since naman, like,
Meron diba?
regardless of the sport, yung program natin is not as competent as the programs of other countries. Whether it be I think agree tayo dun sa basketball, di ba?
Yeah.
Are we talking about all sports?
Yeah.
Programs are not
Programs
competent.
natin, volleyball,
Yeah.
our volleyball program. Because if our program was good, would we be recruiting outside?
Right.
No, we would not.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
That's why we need to
yeah.
rely from, fill foreign talent is because our programs are not good enough to compete against the world.
Yeah.
That's the whole
Even
point.
basketball.
That's
Even
why the
basketball.
starting.
Yes,
That's
yes.
why. Yeah, exactly.
But I have to say, with basketball, I could be wrong. Apart from us advocating for the brand of play in basketball, which is a bit more NBA style, maybe we need also more leaders in the sport who will advocate for, I don't know, a different flavor or style of play, such as
Pero
like
so far, okay yung ginagawa ni Coach Tim.
Yeah.
Ako, I like what Coach Tim is doing. System basketball.
Yeah, system basketball or very, very Euro League, which
No one is
actually,
above.
yeah.
No one is above and beyond the system. Ako, I like what Coach Tim is doing.
I agree.
We hope we see that in other sports. But yeah, I mean, if you bring in experts and you have that clout, it might change.
Meron na nga dito parang Barca Football Academy from
Yes.
FC Barcelona.
Actually,
May nakikita
marami na.
ako.
Over the
Chelsea
years.
also
Marami na.
has,
Yeah,
right?
marami na
Which
over
is
the years.
which has been maintained by the young husbands.
Right.
And we also have PFL.
Yeah.
We do.
But the problem I think with PFL is parang tatlong teams lang nagdo-dominate
Right.
tapos the rest tinatambakan lang. Parang 10-0 yung nakikita kong some of the scores.
Mahirap yung ganun. Parang, yeah. We'll see. Okay, but thank you, Omar, for giving us another type of perspective on this. So we have our last comment, which is from Voice Strings. Ang sabi niya, basta ako. Okay, now it's the NBA on who would have a great career if none of them were injured. He says that big respect goes to Yao Ming. So kahit pa na may na-draft ng Asian NBA players before him, he is the first one na tumatak talaga kay Voice Strings because do you agree that
Best Asian NBA player of all time. I
napaka-underestimated
think
talaga pag
no one
Asian
comes
NBA
close
player?
Wala akong
Yeah,
nakita.
no one comes close to Yao
Yao
Ming
Ming,
in
best
Asia.
Asian NBA player.
Yeah, yeah.
I would also say, because he's 7'5". Kumbaga parang, we
Grabe ka naman.
we expect you to be the Great Wall of China, diba? Parang, but again, big respect to him. Pero, diba, Jeremy Lin or Yao Ming, syempre mag-expect ka kay Yao Ming na,
Oo
kasi siya
naman.
7'5".
Kung meron tayong
Oo.
Bonel Balingit saka EJ File O.
Hindi.
Ano
But
nangyari
ito
dun?
yung parang, there were news
Oh,
na
but-
parang,
Bonel Balingit, di ba?
genetically,
Nag-artista na lang.
siya, parang minatch yung parents niya to produce that type of caliber
Ganon?
height. Yes.
Yeah.
There are news na...
Sinadya talaga
No,
para
but also in
His
Chinese
parents are
culture
so
kasi...
tall, yeah.
Hindi,
It's
yung dad niya was a
fixed
national
marriage
team
is
player and
also,
your mom
yeah.
niya national team player.
Yes. So, I mean, like, not to take anything away
Tsaka,
from him, di ba?
you know,
Hindi naman sinasabi.
what I admire about Yao Ming, it's not how he played basketball. I mean, magaling talaga siya, best Asian NBA player. But when yung masama na yung naging performance ng Chinese national basketball team, he stepped down. He resigned and stepped down. How often do we see such a leader na when things fall apart, take responsibility and give that position to someone that can do the better job than him?
Well said. All right. So that wraps up for our segment with our fans. Thank you very much, guys. So far, ano bang mga napag-usapan natin? So, we've had discussed about coaching changes. Yeah. So, maybe fans should calm down on this, no?
Tsaka sino yung papalit? Yun na yan.
Diba? Oo. And then next, should we take football to the next level? So you have our answers, you know.
Number 3.
Yeah.
Number 3. Just aim for number 3.
Yeah. A close number 3 to the top 2, right? And then of course, if there were no injuries, who would have the best NBA career? We had our thoughts on T-Mac, Grant Hill, and of
D.
course,
Rose, Joel Embiid.
Yeah, but D. Rose, because of what we found out from Mael na bad work ethic. Sorry, Chicago fans.
Tsaka, ang sabi sa akin ni ang sabi ni Coach Hammer, kung di ako nagkakamali, yung trainer niya, nung na-ACL injury siya, yun yung trainer niya hanggang natapos yung career niya. Hindi siya nagpalit ng trainer.
Pero obviously, he has gotten better to be able to prolong his career, di ba?
Exactly.
Parang natutunan niya yun.
In spite of.
Right. But early on, there were rumors that he
Didn't
eat right, he didn't sleep right, he didn't train right.
You can't do that. And of course, for our SPN expert picks, we picked from the Hornets, the Sixers, which is, let's make it an exciting game,
Sixers, Cleveland, and
the Bucks,
OKC.
the Cavs, OKC, and the Heat. So that's it for us here. Maraming salamat po sa inyong pagsubaybay dito sa SPN Nation Season 2. Yes, we are gonna keep on rolling episodes up until the new year, who knows? So yeah, watch out for that. Once again, this has been Sel Guevara, El Banal, and Dino Lee. Subaybay lang kayo for more sports updates. This is sportsplus.ph.
There's a bunch of different things that just like put it all together. Everything has like a different meaning.